Hey, thank you for coming by Tory Magoo 44. Today is May 21st, 2016, and we are going into Memorial Day weekend. So I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a fun weekend for a lot of people. Um, this is a video that I'm just making basically for newly people out or for members that are still in Scientology and waking up and kind of a few people have called me saying like, what is happening? They totally don't get it, and I understand. So I'm going to try to just explain briefly what's going on. Basically, in the old days, there was a technology that pretty much worked. At least we thought it worked. And whatever. It's since David Miscavige has taken it over, it's awful. It's not bad, it's awful. He's changed the technology. He's rewritten all of the books, which L. Ron Hubbard said you can never do without his okay. And he didn't give an okay before he died. And anyway, Miscavige is, from what I can glean, I don't know the guy personally, but from the actions I audited underneath he being the running the church, and it was a nightmare. He came to the sandcastle where we were, the OT7s. He ripped everything. He made his juniors rip everything off the walls. He told us personally, the party's over. That's it. This has been like camp for you guys because we would have fun. We had to go there every 6 months. And God forbid we'd have some fun. And he said it's over. We're going after the money, which is the doctors, dentists, physical therapists, chiropractors, that kind of thing. And basically, we don't give a shit about you guys anymore. Even though you've spent years creating the church, blah, 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 we don't care about you anymore. We're after the money, right? And that's Miscavige. That's how he is. So you have to know that, number one, when you get in. That's what it is now. Hubbard was too. He said, if you want to make money, start a religion. So he had his own thing on it. And it's deep when you really learn the facts about L. Ron Hubbard too. But I'm going to leave that be for right now because you're dealing with David Miscavige. Okay, so what happens is this. Hubbard used to have ethics and all these other things that you'd have to do before you declared someone my famous, infamous, suppressive person declare. Here it is. They declared me overnight without any ethics, without ever talking to me, without ever anything. I only found out about it because I called to get my invoices from Treasury, and they put me through to the Continental Justice Chief, and she said, you're declared suppressive. And I said, really? And she said, do you want to know why you're talking to the Justice Chief? And I said, yeah, why? Which I knew. Just because of what happened, I knew that's probably what was going to go down. Not that it was standard or on tact. It wasn't. But I just knew that's the way Miscavige ran. And she said, well, you've been declared suppressive. And I said, well, you may be too young to know this, but there's a policy. If it isn't in writing, it isn't true. And I have nothing in writing. And she said, well, I'll have it to you within 24 hours. And I said, all right, good. And that's why I have it laminated, because I know a lot of people don't have their SP declared. People way more suppressive than me in their world, right, who ran the church and other things. But I had heard that from Jesse Prince, and I thought, all right, I'm getting my SP declare if I have to. And I got it. So I got it laminated. There you go. Point being, a few, some months ago, John and I think even last year, we went on a little trip. And we ended up walking into the Santa Barbara mission. And the lady was very nice that was there. And she was going to give us a tour. She didn't recognize me at all, or John. And she was going to give us a tour. And I said, really, you're going to get in trouble if you give us a tour. I'm declared suppressive, and I don't want to get you in trouble. I didn't. She was really, really nice. And she said, well, talk to the IJC. That's your terminal. And I said, there isn't an IJC. If there is, they certainly won't talk to me. I've spent 15 years just trying to see if there really was somebody, because that's your only terminal on the back of the suppressive declare. Her only terminal is the International Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief. She said, oh, no. Here, call this number. I'm going to show it to you. She wrote it down, CLO. See, you can see up there. CLO 323-953-3340, the Continental Justice Chief. And she said, call him. Okay, so I haven't in a while, but today I found that little piece of paper, and I thought, you know what, I am going to call him. So I called, and I got a young girl, and she said, well, hello, what do you want? And I said, I want to talk to the justice chief. It took her a while. She came back. She said, well, put it in writing. I said, look, I'm going to tell you something. I have put it in writing, and they never write me back. So I want to speak with the justice chief. It says my only terminal is the international justice chief. So that's who I want to talk to, right? And I have a right to. Maybe you don't know it, but they have not applied any of their tools that they should, including communication, to any of we suppressive people that are out here. So that's not right. And so anyway, long story short, she said, well, I'll have him call you, which I'll wait for that one. But, go ahead, call me. I'd like to, you should hear our side. I've said that since I was in Scientology. You are creating your own enemies, David Miscavige, by not listening to the people on the outside who are upset. You should hear what they have to say, at least. And when I first left, I said, let's have a round table thing, get a bunch of these people that are declared suppressive and hear what they have to say. They must have something to say. I mean, I was in it for 30 years. Hello, I might have something to say. OT7, grad 5 auditor, on and on and on, right? Many of these other people are even higher now who ran the church, were in RTC, out at Gold. They're out. They must have something to say. And you can say, I don't care. I don't want to hear from him. Really? You better listen to him, David. I told you in 2000 in Magoo dancing in Boston, they do have something to say, and they are important, and they're not going away. And that goes for the never ends and the critics also, who were never part of Scientology. But you know what? They don't care about the bridge. I told you that in 2000. They don't want the bridge, so you can't run that on them. Neither do we, most of us. And if they do, they use it out here, where it's a lot cheaper than it is in the Church of Scientology. So for the people that are in, what they generally do is just make you wrong and make you feel like you're wrong because you have a question about their organization. Not true. But unfortunately, as far as I can see, having spent 15 years just trying to talk to the one terminal that I have, her only terminal is the International Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief, and that's by the Flag Church of Scientology. No dice, baby. So they do not apply what they say. So do you really want to keep slugging that away? And that goes for you, Harold Bazazian, Al Rabisi, Gay Rabisi, Bill Yachty, all you people that know me. You know I'm not a suppressive person. Why are you staying in the suppressive organization that keeps milking you for money, that David Miscavige has shown he goes out and buys his motorcycles with or flies around with? He's not helping people on the planet, nor are you. And if you think you are, I've got some great land to sell you in swampland. So honestly, learn to look, learn to face what's actually there, and try to fan out and learn more information on both sides. You don't have to believe me, but you certainly owe it to yourself to learn both sides instead of just marching to this beat thinking it must be right because there's so many people marching along. That's not true. We are all proof of that. No. Don't buy into that. And remember L. Ron Hubbard's final PL, his policy letter. The way out is the nearest door. And you know what? He took it. Why not you? Bring the documents. It's the last time you're ever going to see him. All right. I love you guys. Have a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. And remember, I love you. Peace out. Did I say no? All right.